Alright, in right triangle ABC, angle B is a right angle. The measure of angle A is equal to 30 degrees. The distance of AC is equal to 14, and the distance of AB equals x. What is the value of x, the length of segment AB? The value of x is blank units. Okay, so again on this, we have a right triangle. We're looking for a missing side length, so we have two options, Pythagorean theorem or trig functions. Right triangle, check. Two of the side lengths known. No, we only have one. It's 14. So we're not going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So then we go to the trig functions. We have one angle besides the 90-degree angle. Yes, we have our angle 30 degrees. And then one side length. Yep, the 14. So now let's label this triangle according to the angle given, which was 30 degrees. So we have our 30 degrees that was given. And so we have the side opposite the 90 degree, which is the hypotenuse. We have the side opposite the given angle, which is the opposite side length. And then we have the side length that's touching the angle, which is not the hypotenuse. So that's the adjacent. So then when we substitute this in, the opposite side length is given to be the distance of BC. The hypotenuse side length is 14. The adjacent side length is x, and the hypotenuse is 14. I hope that to this point you're getting the hang of this enough to look at it and say, okay, well, I have the adjacent. I'm looking for the adjacent side length because that's where x is, and I'm given the hypotenuse side length, so that I would be automatically jumping to the cosine. And I wouldn't have to fill out this sine of 30 to decide. So again, I hope you're jumping to, well, I'm looking for the adjacent side length, and I'm given the hypotenuse side length. And the ratio relationship between adjacent and hypotenuse side lengths is the cosine side length. So that you can start just jumping to which trig function you're going to be using based on the information you want to find, which side length that is, and the side length that's been given. So if we type this out, we have cosine of 30 is equal to x divided by 14. So I want to isolate this x value right there. It's being divided by 14, so I'm going to multiply it by 14 so I can reduce that down to 1. So then I'm multiplying by 14, so then we have 14 cosine of 30 degrees is equal to, well, x times 14 being divided by 14, that reduces down to a 1. So I'm left with 1x, or more typically it's just written as x. So let's jump over to Symbol Lab, and we have 14 cosine of 30. So it says solving for 14 cosine of 30 degrees. That is what we want because we have 30 degrees. So the exact form is 7 square roots of 3. However, this says to enter in the value that fills in the blank. So we're going to enter in 12.12. The common theme in this lesson, even though it isn't signifying, has been to round to the nearest hundredth. So it will be 12.12. I will just tell you that it is rounded to the nearest hundredth. So that's how you would answer this question.